You know the saying, you can take the girl out of Pittsburgh, but you can't take the Berg out of the girl, and it's true no matter where we are in the world.
Here to talk about some of the best things the Steel City has to offer is author Rossilynne Skena Culgan. So glad to have you here.
Welcome home.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here with both of you.
Oh my God, we are too.
So, notable author, and you kind of took over this really cool guide of great things to do in Pittsburgh. There was a first edition, and you were like, I think this needs updating.
It was time for a refresh.
Good for you.
So tell us about the 100 things to do in Pittsburgh before you die.
Yeah, so it's this compendium. It's a guidebook, obviously. It's meant to be used, so you can stick it in your glove compartment, you can put it in your backpack. I recommend people write in it, jot down notes. You know, I went here with so-and-so, we had this for lunch, we did this. Really make it kind of a special scrapbook in a way. 100 secrets of our city. Some of them are more well-known places, and then some are places that are a bit more obscure.
Ooh, I love that. So I want to know, as a person who hosts out-of-towners often, where do you, like, say, we're going to Pittsburgh, where's the first place that you go?
Well, I love Point State Park. That is an absolute must for me. I think the view is exquisite. I also love the incline. So those are classics, definitely. But I try to get off the beaten path, too, if I can.
So give us some examples of that. Because I think that we want the tea. From here, we want the tea. We want to know what we don't know.
Okay, got it. So I'm going to try to stump you. I know you both are experts, but have you been to the Bayernhof Museum?
No.
I have not.
Okay, amazing. So this is a music machine museum. It's in O'Hara Township. It is in this gigantic house. It used to be one person's mansion. Now it's a museum for us all to enjoy. There are more than 100 antique music machines in this space. Super cool. You get to hear some of them. The tours are fascinating. So I recommend that for sure.
I feel like PTL, I feel like we had a live show there once, and it was it was very cool, but like a little creepy, because you have these old music machines, and you're like, I don't know, something could jump out.
Between that and the robot we were just talking about?
Yeah, in different ways.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a touch and go, touch and go.
Sure.
But you also have a new book, because right now you are a transplant living in New York City right now, and it's about New York. So I love this, because the city has always intimidated me, but this seems like an easy way to approach.
I think so, yeah. So I think for visitors, it's a great way to approach the city. There definitely are some secrets that I found at some of the more popular places. Believe it or not, there's even a secret at Times Square, and there's one at the Empire State Building. So even if you're going to these really popular tourist attractions, you can find things that are hidden gems, and then lots of really obscure, off the beaten path places too.
What is something hidden in Times Square? Can you share it with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's one of my favorites. So in a unmarked subway grate, you wouldn't even know that it was a secret if you didn't know about it. There is a piece of audio artwork. So beneath the subway grate, there are these speakers that play sound. The artist purposely wanted it to be unmarked, and he purposely wanted the sound to blend into the city. So you really have to know to listen to it. But once you hear it, once you kind of tune your ears into that frequency, you can't unhear it. You'll hear it every time. So that's one of my favorites.
See, I thought it was going to be the comedy place that some guy off the street in Times Square was like, hey, you want to come down to the basement?
Get on there for $5. I'll tell you some jokes.
I'll give you comedy recommendations when you come. Don't worry.
Heather and I are going to be the ones like with our ear on a subway grate. And you're like, no, Rossilynne told us this one.
No, you have to put your ear down. Don't put your ears on the sidewalk, guys.
That's another secret. That's another one. So now that we have Pittsburgh handled and we have that bucket list there, and then New York, what's the next city? Have you thought about that?
I think it's Pittsburgh and New York for me. I'm very lucky to have my heart in two places.
Good.
So I think these are the two for me. But I'm working with a local writer, so more to be announced on that, to update the Pittsburgh book and refresh it. It's about 5 years old now, so it's time for a refresh. And then, of course, just promoting my new New York book as well.
Oh, congratulations on your success. This is amazing.
It's really wonderful. And I'm just so curious how you get the recommendations, because I'm sure people are constantly throwing things. Well, did you know about this?
Yeah.
I have a gigantic list, and there are many secrets I couldn't include for both books. So maybe for the next edition of the Pittsburgh book,
get another one.
Include some new ones.
Yes, come back.
Yeah,
really
for
great
sure.
stuff.
I can't wait.
Thank you.
To find out more about Rossilynne's books, head to our website, kdk.com/talkpittsburgh.